Alrighty, welcome back to Summit Valley Sports. I'm your host Jonesy, as always, and wow, UFC Belgrade was off to a hot start and ended hot. It broke plenty of records. Some UFC fighters broke records. We'll get straight into the reaction video, but first, before we get into the video, make sure you guys like, comment, share. As always, that really helps out the algorithm. And if you guys are interested, again, I have two different designs. You can DM me, or I'll leave a link in the description down below. Really helps out the brand to support it. But yeah, let's get straight into UFC Belgrade. Absolutely fire card. Congratulations on the UFC matchmakers. Congratulations to the UFC for the Serbia's debut. Absolutely insane. Crazy finishes. Broke a record for finishes. It's absolutely crazy. As you can see, I'm still fired up from last night. So hope you guys are. Hope you guys enjoyed the fights. And let's get straight into this. We had Stephanie Luciano for the first fight versus Marina Spizach. Marina did fantastic in the beginning. She was looking really good in the striking department. She's a little unorthodox. She kind of just runs in there and throws, spams a bunch of combos, and it was working against Stephanie Luciano for a little bit. Eventually, Luciano found the submission, and I thought Stephanie Luciano, I thought her striking, I thought she was going to pick her apart with her kickboxing, but I was completely wrong. She used her grappling. I loved her level changes. She got Marina down pretty easily and found that submission. Uh, yeah, I love that fight. Shout out Stephanie Luciano. All right, moving on to the second fight. This was awesome. We had Jovan Leka versus Alexander Popek. Jovan Leka got a knockout win against Popek with a body shot. He threw a heavy body kick, and you heard it smack. It sounded like a bullet. It sounded like a gunshot. Absolutely crazy. Jovan, what a great fight. Popek was looking good in the beginning of the first few minutes of the fight, and I thought he was going to pick apart Leka on the feet. I'm surprised Leka didn't kind of go for the wrestling, which he's known for, and his ground and pound, but he tried to stick with it, and he believed in his striking, and he found that body strike. Yeah, that was a fantastic strike. Wow. Yeah. I know. Yeah, that was crazy. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought of this card too, and what was your favorite fight as well. All right, moving on to the third fight, we got Nina Milosevic versus Haley Cowan. She found the knockout body shot as well in the first round. There was plenty of first round finishes. That it broke a record for the most first round finishes in UFC fight night, or UFC in general ever. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, Nina looked fantastic. Haley Cowan, she was, again, I keep saying this about the opponents. They were looking good in the first minute or so, and then started losing it. Nina eventually found that body shot and dropped Haley Cowan. Cowan was landing that straight left. It was money all day. But yeah, Milosevic found the shot and got the finish for her debut. All right, moving on. Oh, we got Mateus Rebecki versus Kyle Preplich. Sorry about that. He found the knockout win. That was a fantastic fight. I know Mateus really needed that win. I really like Rebecki. I'm surprised he was on such a losing streak. But if you look at the losing streak, it was against top competition. Oral by Grant Dawson. So, but yeah, Rebecki looked really good. It was funny at the end. He said he had a ton of cardio, but in the interview, he was like, yeah, he could not breathe. That was so funny. Yeah, I'm not sure, Rebecki. I think you definitely need to work on the cardio. Um, I don't know if you could get out of the first round after that, after a performance like that. But yeah, shout out Rebecki for that performance. All right, moving on. This was a little weird fight, but I kind of agree with it, to be honest. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought. we had Bogdan Grad submitted Denis Bazukia. Um, they were in the scrambles, and Grad had a choke in. It was at the end of the second round, and it was very weird. It looked like Bazukia was trying to fight off the Grod's leg, and eventually it looked like he started tapping right before he his. It looked like his arm went limp. It looked like his hand went limp, and it looked like he was out completely. But he kind of shuffled through, and then he got up and he was complaining to the ref that it was such a bad stoppage. I know he went on social media and was fighting it yesterday. I had tons of people messaging and sharing it with me. So, but yeah, I don't agree. I don't agree with what he's saying. I think it was a good stoppage, and I think he did go out for a second, in my opinion. Moving on. Wow, this was a barn burner. Borislav Nikolic got a decision win over Mark Vologden. I know I keep saying it against the opponents, but Mark Vologden, he looked fantastic in the first round. I had it 1-0 going into the second round. Nikolic eventually picked it up in the second round and got a really, really dominating win or dominating round in the third round. I think Mark Vologden, I think he gassed out in that third round. Um, but Borislav, he looks very sloppy exchanges. I'm not sure if it's the UFC jitters. It could be, but he did not look like a clean fighter. I know I said in the breakdown that earlier in the week that I was going back and forth with that fight. I eventually was on Borislav, but yeah, that was the reason why I was going back and forth. I thought he was a little too sloppy, and I thought Vologden would eventually get the wrestling, but I I was looking at that height advantage and the reach advantage, and I don't know. I knew that Mark couldn't get it done. But shout out Mark. That was a fantastic fight. In my opinion, if I'm Mark Vologden's management, if send this to Mark Vologden or anyone. I think he needs to go down in weight class. Stop lifting weights. Stop getting so bulky and big. You need to stop with the weightlifting, and you need to lose some weight to get down to another weight class. I think that's a perfect weight class for you, and I think you could do some work. Whoever you need to send that to Mark Vlogden, please, please. He's a good fighter, and I just think he's in the wrong weight class, honestly. All right, moving on. Missed this one. My boy Oban, he's on a little skid right now. All right, we got Michael Oliveira got a first round knockout against Oban Elliott. This Michael Oliveira kid, I can he's the real deal. He hits so hard for this division. When I was watching his contender series, he looked good. I just thought he was struggling against the cardio, and I thought Oban was going to be able to wrestle him, and then that would tire him out, obviously, and he would possibly get a late round finish or take him to the decision. But I was completely wrong. Oban could not take much of those shots. This Oliveira kid hits insane, and he's very quick, very big for the division as well. All right, moving on. Man, this one hurt. We got Tafik Musayev got a knockout win against Ludovic Klein. Tafik, he had an amazing first round. Sorry about that noise. Tafik, he had great kicks too. It really affected Klein. He hurt Klein in the first round. Once I saw that, I knew it was over. That scared me. I saw that Tafik Musayev, he was not trying to wrestle. He wanted that striking. He wanted to prove everyone wrong that he could strike, and he's not just a wrestler. Shout out Musayev for proving everyone wrong. He's a little older for the division, so I'm not sure who they give him next. Possibly a top 15, in my opinion. But yeah, good win by Musayev. All right, we got another injury on this one. This was injuries back to back. We had Noah Ginin versus Milos Jancic. Noah with the leg kick and hit the nerve and hit Milos's nerve in his leg, and it went out. His leg was done as soon as that kick landed. You saw that Milos was affected immediately, and Noah Gwynn, shout out him. What a great debut! Found the submission win in the first round. Um, I'm gonna keep saying first round because this card was filled with first round finishers. But yeah, shout out Noah Ginnin. I hope I'm saying that right. Uh, he looks like the real deal. He's very young. Ooh, sorry about that. Sorry. But yeah, Milos Jancic. I would really like to see him fight again. I think that was just unfortunate that the fight had to end like that. Um, but yeah, shout out Noah again. I know I keep saying that. I need to stop saying that. All right, moving on to the crazy fight. We got Gilbert Urbina knocked out Valestro Siepo Chapo in the first round. Absolutely crazy. Well, Gilbert Urbina is taking Chapo back to America, just like he said at the weigh-ins. I don't know if you guys saw that. He was saying that straight to his face. I'm going to take you back to America. Gilbert Urbina, what a great finish. Crazy underdog win. I know a lot of people were not expecting that. Siepo just did not look himself. Looked like a crazy striker. Was trying way too hard. Could be the UFC jitters. Could be that he was at home fighting. Who knows? But shout out Gilbert Urbina. What a debut for his new weight class. All right, moving on. We got Robert Valentin submitted Dusko Todorovic. Todorovic went for the wrestling, and yeah, he found out real quick that Robert Valentin's a real black belt jiu-jitsu specialist. So Robert Valentin, we've seen it on the Ultimate Fighter. He's a very electric fighter. He brings the fire with him in every fight. He's that very. He reminds me of Yuri. Let me know in the comments if you guys get that about him. He reminds me of Yuri so much. He's so unorthodox, and he just finds a way to win. I really like Robert Valentin. I just was not on him this week. I thought Dusko would be a little too much experience, but Robert Valentin proved me wrong this weekend. Shout out Robert Valentin. All right, moving on. We got Alexander Rakic making his heavyweight debut against Marcin Tybura, and he looked fantastic. 30-27 all around. Rakic, he's so light on his feet. I think this is going to be a good weight class for him. I know Dana White in his last interview, he said he said he's not going to like this division for Rakic. I think he's completely wrong. I think he's going to be super light on his feet. He fights exactly like Cyril Gane, kind of. He just needs to throw a lot more volume, in my opinion. Get the striking going, get the cardio going a little bit more. Maybe mix in some wrestling if you can. And Rakic, I think he's going to look fantastic at this new weight division. So yeah, great win by Alexander Rakic. Oh, let's go! The co-main event. Shout out Navajo Sterling. I gotta say it already. Navajo Sterling got the knockout win against Jan Blachowicz. Sorry, Jan. You're a fantastic fighter, a legend. But Navajo, you are so fun to watch. I love his fights. This kid's the real deal. Undefeated. I think he has a huge potential of being possibly a champion in the future. He trains at a great gym. He has fantastic training partners over there in New Zealand. But yeah, Navajo Sterling. Who do I want to see him fight now? I was trying to think of that. Who do I want to see him fight next? He called out Paulo Costa or Khalil Roundtree. I would love to watch that. Me personally, I think he could beat Paulo Costa a little easier than Khalil Roundtree. Khalil Roundtree has a lot more experience, and he's fought a lot more dangerous fighters. But yeah, I think any of those fights would be a fantastic fight for Navajo Sterling. Give him either of those. I think he deserves it, and then possibly a top 5 next. All right, moving on to the main event. The guy himself, Serbia, Mr. Serbia, the guy they made this fight night about. Euros Medic got a first round knockout against Daniel Rodriguez. This was a fantastic fight. Euros Medic just hits like a truck. I don't know if anyone in the division can take his punches. Um, I mean, he landed one shot, and Daniel Rodriguez was already out, and then he landed a few more on the ground, and I mean, it was unnecessary. He was already out at that point, but yeah, shout out Euros Medic, fantastic win. He caught out Leon Edwards. I would love to see that fight. I'm not sure if Leon has a fight coming up or if he has plans for a next fight. But yeah, I would love to see Leon versus Euros Medic. Maybe a fight night main event or on a main card main event. But yeah, what a great card. Serbia broke records. The debut in Belgrade, absolutely crazy. I hope you guys enjoyed the night. Let me see what I went on picks. I know I was on a little streak in the beginning, and then I ended up missing a few. Missed Oliveira, Tofik, Noah Gwynn, Urbina, Robert Val. Damn. Okay, I missed 5. I'm sorry about that. I went 9-5. That's very average in my opinion. I know I could do better. Um, I'll do better for sure next week, but I was literally going to talk about next week. I hope you guys see next week. Next week's card, I don't talk a lot of crap about cards, but it looks like the UFC did not care about next week. They just coming off a crazy Serbia card, and then next week they're just like, we're going to take the week off, but not actually. Um, let me know who you guys like next week. I have my girl Alexia Thayanara fighting next week. I can't wait for that fight. Um, but yeah, that's the UFC reaction video or UFC Belgrade reaction. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna make the content even better. I'm gonna keep posting. I gotta keep doing this. Keep getting the better at the algorithm and keep making better content for you guys. Make sure you guys like, comment, share. Leave some comments. I want to engage with you guys more. I love talking on the comments. Let me know who your favorite fight was and who you were looking forward to fighting. And I'll see you guys next week. I'll see you guys tomorrow on the pod, and then I'll see you guys Thursday for the prediction video. All right, as always, peace. Have a great weekend and have a great day. Later.